Okay, we need to have this discussion. I need to close this portal. I need to do this video because I've been putting it off because I'm ready to close this chapter of my life. So here we go. This is the moment that I said I'm ready to leave my full-time job and jump into the unknown world of possibility. What? That's scary. I said I am a spiritual entrepreneur. I am an astrologer, and I get to use this passion that I have to help others. Nobody teaches you how to do those. You can't go to school for those things, you know? Like, those options weren't available to me years ago. No one was like, hey, do you want to be a medium? No one had that. No one was like, hey, you know what? You could be an astrologer. Here's a birth chart. Learn how to read it. No wonder I want to change. I believe in my wildest dreams. Another thing was, one of my beliefs was that I can't do something because everyone's gonna think I'm crazy. So like, for example, leading a life of like spirituality and like wanting to like be able to give people like intuitive messages. I don't know, I just always like people are gonna be like, oh my god, you're crazy. So I saw somebody do this and they were talking about how it's important to like film and document like all parts of the journey. And this is really hard. I'm just so tired of this. I just don't know what to do. I literally just pulled into the grocery store and I'm like crying coming in here because I have no money. This is a cycle that has been going on for a very long time. So what I want isn't quote unquote normal. Makes it harder because the world doesn't typically accept the not norm. I mean, that's changing now, but on one hand I feel like I have so many people being like, keep going, like, do not give up, keep going. And then on the other hand, there's part of me that's like, can I really do this? Like, what do I do? You know? And failing, and this feels like failing. There's gotta be a different way. I know there is. And I deserve to live the life that I want. And I deserve to have and buy a freaking couch. I still don't even have a couch. Oh, Courtney, keep going. You got this. You can do it. I'm gonna pick up this one for my throat chakra. Just clear that out, you know? Clear that out. Okay, I've been putting this video off for a while now. I didn't really know how I wanted to do it, but I know that now more than ever, there's a lot of people who are shifting and transitioning in their careers, and I kind of feel like maybe this is why now is the right time to make this video. So if you're new here, you might not know this, but I talk about astrology, spirituality, and everything that's going on. Excuse me. All the things going on in my brain, and I also just want to show what's happening in my life. So that's why I make these videos. I have, like I said before, have been feeling like and didn't want to like put this video out. I wasn't ready, but I know it's time now. And I didn't really know exactly how I wanted to do this, but I know that with the transition and changes in the world right now, this is like very, I feel like on point with like what a lot of people are feeling. So I thought maybe now is the right time to talk about this. So a few months ago, I actually recorded the majority of this video, and it's like the actual doing of the quitting of my job. But before I get into that, I also wanted to film a little bit about this, and maybe I'll do another portion of like, how did I get here? Because it's such a huge story, and honestly, this is a big piece of my Saturn return, and you can actually listen to my podcast that I did about my own Saturn return story, and there's more about it in here. Links below if you want to listen. From what I'm seeing on TikTok, from what I'm seeing in the world, from what I'm hearing from people, it's that what we value and who we are as people have completely changed and transformed. And I think like our external world is changing so much because our internal world did as well. And I felt this huge shift in like 2018, and it had a lot to do with my career. And so I remember being literally at the beginning of my Saturn return, working in the school board was like something that I just had always wanted. Like, I worked so hard to get into the school system. I worked so hard to be in there and turned down so much. Like, I wanted it so bad. I remember, you know, starting my career in the school thinking like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be the best thing ever because I am going to get benefits, I'm gonna have summers off, I'm gonna get to leave at 3 o'clock, like I get to work with kids in the school. And that was like my biggest dream. I was like, I'm never gonna have another job, like nothing. I never even imagined me ever creating another resume ever again. I have been through the biggest identity shift, you could say, because I've built my identity off of working with kids. And the last couple years, I was watching these videos so much. I just wanted to know that there was somebody else who had been through what I've been through, and I was looking for somebody to tell me that it was okay how I was feeling. So first and foremost, how I was feeling in like 2018, I literally felt like I was having such a big dissociation from my life and who I knew myself to be. As you can imagine, if you're somebody who's like worked really, really hard for something and then all of a sudden you just like start to not love it anymore, it's really weird and it doesn't feel good. And you know, you have all these narratives going in your mind like I did, and I was like, I'm such a failure, like I don't even know what I want to do, like what are my parents gonna say, like all of these things, and you're basically battling yourself. But I was looking for videos like this and people who had been through what I'd been through because I felt really like I couldn't say much. I should be grateful that I had a job. I should be grateful that I, you know, had this position to work with benefits and all these things. And like, I didn't get paid horribly. It wasn't like a lot, but it wasn't like it was a horrible job. And it's just so bizarre because I felt like I was dying inside. And I was ignoring that for a while. And then I remember like right before the pandemic, I was basically like running myself into the ground. I remember, you know, things were kind of weird in the end of like 2019. I think a lot of us like started to feel something. And for me personally, also gone through, it wasn't like a breakup, but it was a relationship ending that, you know, kind of affected me. It brought up a lot of my own stuff. And it just really got me questioning a lot, which then kind of like propelled this even further of like, what do I actually want for my life? Who am I? Who is Courtney? What are these things? All these questions started to come up. I was really sad, and I would go to work and I was just sad all the time. Like so sad, so sad. And it wasn't the work, like it's so hard to even still describe. Like I was just sad. I just didn't know who I was. I didn't feel normal. Like everything felt different. I basically was like trying to keep up this life. So I had my side hustle, which wasn't making me any money at the time. And it was my blog, and that's what was bringing me a lot of passion. And I just put all my love into that. I was also working out a lot. That's something that was really helping me. And I would get up at 5 a.m. every single day, do my morning routine, go to the gym, go to work, come home, work on my side hustle, blog. 11 p.m., go to bed, do it all over again. And I remember getting to a point where I was like, I am just like completely on autopilot. This is what I do. Like I'm like running on this hamster wheel. And then, oh no, it was right before the pandemic. I remember it was probably like January, and I think that's when, I think it was around January, and I was like, I know that this isn't for me anymore. I knew it. It might have even been before, but I wasn't acknowledging it. And then right before the pandemic, I kept writing down every day, I just want to wake up at 6:30. I want to have like a flowy morning. I don't want to have to rush out of the house. Like I just want to break. And in between that and pandemic, I remember going into the principal's office, talking to them and just being honest and being like, I know I haven't been like pulling my weight around here. I was like just changing as an employee. I don't know. It's when you're not into what you're doing, like it literally changes your energy. And I was just like not performing. I was just not being the best Courtney I could be in that place. And I remember going in and talking to them, and I love them. Like I love them so much. But I was like, I feel like I'm dying inside. Like I literally felt like before I would even get up to go to work, like I felt like depressed, and I was like, my body was like, no. It felt like I was like this every day. I had to mentally tell myself, you only have this many hours, like you'll be fine, like you can get through this hour. And it was just so much had led up to this. Like I had a massive anxiety attack at work that lasted like 20 minutes once. I just was not doing well. And it wasn't necessarily the work, it's that I just was no longer aligned with it. And in our world, we're told to stay, we're told to hang on. And one of the things that I'll say before I get into the rest of this video is that something that really helped me get through this was, if this was a relationship that I was in and I was telling people about this, like what would they have said to me? And 100% they would have said, you need to leave. This isn't the relationship for you. You know, it's not making you happy. It's feeling hard, and you're literally losing yourself in this process. And everyone would have said, leave, get out of this relationship. But because it was a job, there's money tied to it, there's this thing. And so I worked through that, and I was like, it's so interesting that as a culture, we stay in environments and situations that bring us money for security, even when we're not happy. But would we do that in a relationship? And that's what I asked myself. If this was a relationship, would I stay? And the answer was no. I wouldn't let myself be treated that way. And no one was treating me wrong. It was just no longer aligned. And so there was all these symbols, and I was getting pushed out of the nest from the universe, essentially. And so through lots of stuff, this video could be so long, but I'm gonna keep it very condensed. We got here. And I went on a leave of absence. I went in for one on-call shift, and I knew I couldn't go back again. And then it came to the end of my leave of absence, and what you're gonna see now in this video is me actually doing the thing. This was the day that I quit, how I was feeling, and I just hope that, you know, with this video, if anything that you get from this, it's that I hope that you know that you don't have to stay somewhere just because of money, you know? It's really hard. It's been really, really tough, and I'll do another video on this if you're interested, but it's been really hard. Starting a business is not easy. I never set out to be like, I want to start a business. I just wanted to live in alignment with something that felt good to me. I wanted to make money in a way that felt good to me, that like fulfilled my soul, and that I didn't feel like I was that dying feeling inside, and I'm still figuring it out. But I think as we've all shifted and changed, the world has changed. Our values and beliefs have changed. And it's like, I'm no longer available to do things that don't feel good to me anymore. Of course, you're gonna have to do things in your life that you don't like to do. Okay, we know this. But if it's costing me my soul, I'm not doing it. And that's how I felt. So this is just my experience. Again, nothing bad about the people I worked with or the education system that I worked in. I have a lot to say on that, but it's not where I worked. It's just, this was my experience. It was time to let something go. And it's been a really, really, really massive process of shifting my identity. We end up tying a lot of our identity to what it is that we do in our lives and in our careers. And that's what I've been working through. So here's this video of when I quit my job, career, and just some things throughout that I needed to pop in to show that it's been a process. So if this is you, I hope this helped you, because Courtney a few years ago would have loved this video. Making it for her. Enjoy. I literally just quit my job. I'm trying to decide like how I feel. I just quit my safe, secure school board job with benefits, pension, all the things that you're supposed to do. I just let it go. What? I don't really have the words right now. Holy shit. Oh yeah, one last thing. Don't forget to go live your dreams.